David Fernandez, and that boy Lovell is the skipper. 4 changes to the Celtic team. Momo Sila and Steve Guppy started for the first time, and there were recalls for Tom Boyd and Jackie McNamara. Peta's injured, no Moravcik or Agat, and Tebele started on the bench. Chris Sutton deputising again for Valharan in defence, with John Hartson partnering Henrik Larsson up front. The referee for Livingston against Celtic was Hugh Dallas, and a big day in prospect for Jim Leishman and Davy Hay. The best of the match now with John Barnes.
Well, it's Livingston who get things underway. The first meeting of these sides in league duty. Never met before, but the only match which really acquaints Livingston and Celtic was that Celtic did win a Scottish Cup 4th round tie with the old Meadowbank Thistle. That was in 1995. 3-0 to Celtic that day, and it was Meadowbank's last ever Scottish Cup tie before becoming Livingston. There's Mjällby with a header to Larsson. Wide looking for McNamara. Martin O'Neill, first visit to Amon Vale in competitive action for him. Jackie McNamara. Stepping forward is Lennon. Finding Guppy, finding the space for the cross. Hartson's there. And the free kick has been given against John Hartson. Good wing play though from Guppy. This is what he's good at, finding the space for the cross. And well, there didn't seem too much in that, but I think the flag was up for offside in any case against John Hartson. Marvin Andrews going for the return, and he does well. Almost getting Sousa away. Mjällby got there first. Knock it back to Robert Douglas. And I think Mjällby has suffered an injury in the challenge with Sousa. Andrews again showing his aerial strength there. Not only winning the first ball, but making sure he can go 15 yards and win the second. And Sousa almost getting through, apart from that interception from Mjällby. And Olivier Tebele is getting ready to come into the action. And now Mjällby will come off after suffering that injury in the challenge with Sousa. And Olivier Tebele is into the action. Good save again by Broto, under pressure there. There you go, Livingston! And Fernandez just pulling it wide there. There's a fine ball through. Fernandez get away from Tebele. And it ended just wide of the post. It was Bingham who created the opening. And Fernandez almost punishing the Celtic defence. Livingston fans must be quite content with the way things are developing so far. Andrews again, getting there first. Here's McNamara. Looking to link with Larsson. Comes off Andrews. Now Guppy. And blocked away by Michael Hart. And McNamara setting this up. Larsson teeing it up for Guppy. And the block coming off Michael Hart. There's Lovell. And there's Bingham. Chris Sutton's there too. Good play from Pino. And a through pass looking for Wilson. And it was read well by Momo Sila, who backtracked there. Tied it up for Celtic. It's beginning to flow now from end to end. Fernandez with the header. Rubio keeping a close eye on Henrik Larsson. Coats are on as the rain's coming down. Still Jim Leishman issues instructions. Knocked out by McNamara. Paul Lambert tries to get Celtic moving with Larsson. Good pass wide for Momo Silla. Showing too much of the ball to Gary Boland, but Silla again gets away from him. Knocked out by Rubio. There's Guppy. And shielded all the way by Marvin Andrews, away from John Hartson. And Momo Silla getting away from his former St Johnstone teammate, Gary Boland, to get that cross in. And again, it was Rubio who made the clearance. Sutton away to McNamara. And Hartson. Kuno got there first ahead of Lambert. Kuno again. Seeing a lot of the ball in that midfield area. Running into trouble this time. Guppy's pass is into no man's land. Picked up by Bingham. He couldn't find Fernandez because Jackie McNamara stretched and won it. And now Larsson through for Hartson. And what a tackle that was from Marvin Andrews. Well, Hartson looked undecided as what he wanted to do here. He had no real support. And Larsson was trying to get forward, but Marvin Andrews was there again. Lennon to McNamara. He's fallen for Hartson. Now Silla. Good ball in. And it was Stuart Lovell who got back to concede the corner. The interception from Lovell. Lovell to Fernandez. The Livingston playmaker, Fernandez. That's out to Wilson. And Lennon helps out Tom Boyd. Can't get it too far clear. There's Michael Hart. Wilson with the cross. Bingham with a header. David Bingham certainly bringing the Livy fans to their feet. As Wilson swung that in, Bingham got the header in, but he couldn't get it on target. But it was well created again by the home side. And David Bingham just would have hoped to have got it down a little bit lower, but that will have given Davy Hay and Jim Leishman some confidence. Larsson. For Lambert. Neat pass from Paul Lambert to Silla. Wasn't expecting the return there, but keeps it moving to Guppy. Neil Lennon again. And McNamara looking for movement ahead of him. Comes from Silla. David Bingham read it all the way. There's Lennon. Silla once more. There's Larsson with a glancing header. And Brotto was well positioned. First real chance for Henrik Larsson. Created by Silla. And it did come off Rubio as well. En route to Brotto. Rubio's header away. Returned by Sutton. Hart knocks it out. Comes off Lovell. Falling for Momo Silla. And Gary Boland did well to get in there too. Bingham going into the challenge with Paul Lambert. He's won a free kick as well, taken quickly. Bingham to Lovell. Now it's Quino. Off balance there as he tried to swing in that one. Francisco Quino. one of his familiar turns, and a good pass releases Henrik Larsson. Support is arriving. Here's Guppy. Teasing Michael Hart. Fine cross. There's Hartson. Can't get the better of Andrews. Now Silla. Away by Gary Boland. Livingston winning the throw, to the disgust of Tom Boyd. O'Neill maybe contemplating one or two changes to try and get the elusive goal. Trying to put it through, it's not through by Bowen. Here's Hartson, now Larsson, looking for Hartson again, and taken away by Marvin Andrews. Now Silla. This cross comes off the heel of Bowen, down goes Lambert. The challenge with Bingham. Some Celtic fans were on their feet, half-heartedly appealing for the penalty. There was a tackle from Bingham, wasn't a clean one though. Fernandez, wide is Wilson. South is at the back post. Wilson may try to do it alone. Breaks though for Neil Lennon, and he takes the sting out of that Livingston attack. Sousa to Billy, and to Billy, judged to be doing a bit of holding. And Livingston have the free kick. Wilson tries it in low, took by Lennon. Nichols pass to Michael Hart. Now Fernandez. Wilson, Andrews can't get there. Breaks for Wilson, trying to chip. Well, for a moment the Livingston fans thought Barry Wilson was going to open the scoring for them. Andrews again causing problems, and Wilson with the delicate effort, just too high. To Fernandez. Bravo, through for Sousa. Michael Hart has pushed forward in the right-hand side. There's Hart. Now Bingham. Took through for Lowndes. Nathan Lowndes lays it all for Gary Boland. Dummy by Fernandez. Allows it to run to Sousa. Good possession from Livingston. Waiting for the opening. Poor pass this time though by Fernandez. Allowed Thompson to intercept. Livingston get it back. Here's Lowndes. Michael Hart. This is Coquino. Back for Stuart Lovell. Looking for the angle for the shot. He did well. He brought out a fine save from Robert Douglas. Well, he sized up the situation. He had to go round the referee and a Celtic player to get this shot in. He did well to curl it in there. Fine save by Douglas. McNamara through for Larsson. Boland knocks it out. And the Celtic player's down injured. The far side assistant has spotted it. Someone could be in trouble here. And Roddy Cobb telling Hugh Dallas exactly what went on. Mr. Dallas just explaining to Broto and Lambert that he'll deal with the situation. Doesn't need their assistance. Does require that of Roddy Cobb though. And it could be Gary Boland who was involved. There was the pass through from Larsson. and Boland made the clearance, and well, there didn't seem to be too much there. A red card for Gary Boland, and a penalty has been given to Celtic. There was the clearance, and I have to say, well, he did drag the leg back the way and make contact with McNamara. That was seen as deliberate by the assistant referee, and Gary Boland sees red with 15 minutes remaining of this match. There's the scratches on the side of the leg of Jackie McNamara where the contact was made. So a big task for Javier Sanchez-Broto against Henrik Larsson. Larsson scored 9 from the penalty last season, and he's not got off the mark from the penalty spot this term. Great save by Broto. He spread himself well, and fortune favoured him as it came off his left boot and clear. And Broto's there again. Well, he was a hero against Rangers. He was a hero in the first day of the season against Hearts. And is he going to be the hero of Livingston again this afternoon, denying Henrik Larsson? Well, signs of we're not worthy coming from the Livingston fans. An appreciation of that save from their goalkeeper. Hartson, Marvin Andrews with the challenge, and what a game Marvin Andrews has had again. Lambert finding Thompson, and again it's Andrews with the outstretched leg, gets in there first. Thompson to Boyd, Tom Boyd. And no connection from a Celtic player. Still has a chance again to put it in the box. He breaks off Bingham. Here's Lennon. Hartson's up in the jump. And knocked away by Rubio. Anxiety in the face of Martin O'Neill. Tosh urged to go forward by his manager, who's only yards away from him there as he went past him. He's going for the corner. Won't get it though. The final whistle sounds, and it's the Livingston manager who's the happier as he shakes hands with John Robertson and Martin O'Neill. Jim Leishman will be pleased to know that
entire 90 minutes, and he looked solid at the heart of the Celtic defence. And Petrov scored the first goal in a 2-1 victory. But it was Baldy's performance that was the main concern for manager Martin O'Neill, who says there's a lot more to come from the defender. He's
been out a long time. I thought he was I thought he was a bit rusty, and but there's still. I mean, he got a great reception from the crowd that turned up at the game, so. I think he was pleased to get 90 minutes play, and it's been a long time for him. But
they played against Celtic. It might be that he's had to do that, or it might be a tactical move to try and upset Celtic. I actually don't know the Ajax team. I have to be quite honest.
But they're a Dutch team. They're going to be a good side, aren't they?
The Dutch team, well, with only 2 Dutch players, I believe, that they had in the last game. So, I mean, they're one of the great names of old, as you know, Celtic have been that.
Tommy Boyd, who will lead Celtic out shortly into what should be an incredible atmosphere, and the Celtic fans preparing, Eric, for party time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. They haven't come here to see Celtic go out the Champions League, that's for sure, Rob. It's a wonderful evening, a lovely summer evening, and the crowd's filling up nicely, and really anticipating a very entertaining match tonight.
And the Celtic supporters will be coming into the ground and finding out that Johan Mjalby will be in his usual place. He was injured at Livingston at the weekend, and it looked as if he might miss out on this one, but the big man is nothing if not courageous, and there was no way he wanted to miss this one if he could possibly avoid it. So he's in. Jos Valharen returns as well, and that's a huge boost for Celtic. It means they will be able to start with the same backline as performed so heroically in Amsterdam a fortnight ago. There's Steve Guppy just walking through the picture. He made his first start in domestic football for Celtic at the weekend, and now for Guppy tonight it's a first taste of European football with Celtic. And you may have watched some of the replacements going through the frame there as well, including Stilian Petrov, with that horrific leg break in March. And there's a big welcome for him, as there is for the entire Celtic squad. And these Ajax supporters Well, I wonder who was your man of the match in Amsterdam a fortnight ago. Didier Agat would get some votes, Bobby Petta got some votes as well, but Chris Sutton was simply outstanding. One goal this season, but it was that third goal in Amsterdam that has put Celtic in a very strong position. He played in defence in the last couple of games, but not much doubt that Martin O'Neill wanted. Here's the man whose goal at the time in Amsterdam looked as if it had given an injection of hope to Ajax. Shota Arveladze, the Georgian international, very experienced player and a prolific goal scorer too. Look at that, 72 goals in 123 appearances. He did partner Michael Laudrup in a previous life, and now he's up front alongside Nikos Maklas, the Greek international. The referee tonight is Italian, and it's that man there, Stefano Braschi. As You'll Never Walk Alone rings around the ground, and these supporters hoping they'll get the opportunity in Europe before the season is over, and who knows how far Celtic can go in this competition as things progress and develop under Martin O'Neill.
Oh, no doubt about it, Robert. It's going from strength to strength. We had a wonderful atmosphere in Amsterdam the other day, but this is absolutely sensational tonight, and even the Ajax supporters will be mesmerised with what's happening around them at Celtic Park tonight. It's wonderful scenes.
The Champions League is the carrot dangling in front of Celtic tonight. Can they snap it up? They certainly hope so, having laid those firm foundations of that 3-1 victory.
Sporting lesson by Ajax midweek. One of them is forced after big Belgian Jos Valharen had a knee operation. Olivier Tebeli comes in for him, and there are starts also for Alan Thompson and Lubomir Moravcik, with Steve Guppy and Jackie McNamara making way. There's no place to fit again Stilian Petrov or Bobo Balda, but they'll figure in the team soon. Didier Agat, of course, is up against his former club.
Yeah, hardly surprising, Ian, that Alec McLeish has gone with the same 11 after what was a terrific performance in Glasgow last weekend. So that means it's a back three of Fenwick, Frank Soze and Ulrik Larsson. Larsson played wing-back for most of last season, but looked very comfortable in beside Soze last week. Soze himself, I thought, was terrific, and we all know what he can do on the ball, but defensively I thought he was terrific last week. Was prepared to step forward and make a challenge anytime he had to commit himself. And any time Hibs were caught in the wide areas, he was a man closing down the front post and making the clearing header. And it's going to be a good test this afternoon. Celtic supporters, I'm sure, will be delighted to see Chris Sutton back up front partnering Henrik Larsson. And once again, Hibs were well served at Ibrox by their midfield five. Alan Norman treated us to an early candidate for goal of the season. But with Matthias Jack anchoring, I thought Grant Brebner and John O'Neill were superb. And not just in the protection they gave their back three, but their ability to get from box to box and support the front two. That really made all the difference. Young Murray, I think, is going to have a handful today with Dudee Agat given the job of getting to the byline on the right-hand side for Celtic.
Hibs are in the colour purple today. Their new away kit. Celtic also wearing their new away kit. Didier Agat's sensational start to last season with Hibs booked him a ticket to Glasgow. He was actually sent off here in May, so will be out to silence the Boo Boys this time. But Frank is waiting for him. 35 years of age now, but still a class act and very much a vital member of this Hibs team, as Davey was saying. Kenny Clark refereed the Scottish Cup final between these two teams in May. He's off to do an under-21 international next week in, of all places, Macedonia. Lucky man. Alex McLeish has taken Hibs into Europe. They will meet AK Athens in the UEFA Cup. And behind him there, the new stand, which has been completed here. Before kick-off, though, there will be a minute's silence in memory of Bobby Johnston, part of the famous five-forward line of the 50s at Hibs. Five have had a stand named after them here at Easter Road. Bobby Johnston was part of that famous five. He also scored in successive FA Cup finals for Manchester City. It's technically a green and white night at Easter Road, but not so you'd notice really, as far as the two kits are concerned. Both clubs taking the opportunity to launch their away kits this evening. So Hibs in purple, Celtic in bright white. Hibs were the only team to take a point at Celtic Park last season when it mattered, i.e. before the title was won, but in the month of May they were twice turned over by Celtic, 5-2 here in a really bizarre league game, and 3-0 in the Scottish Cup final. So some scores to settle for the Hibees. The Edinburgh Festival is on at the moment, but it's a festival of football that tops the bill tonight in the Scottish capital, and Hibs going for it straight away with Ian Murray trying to get in, and he might just get the better of Didier Agat. Brewster! Not really that much on it though, but a flying start from Hibs.
Well, it has to go down as a chance in. Didier Agat did well to work back goal side, ended up just getting turned on the edge of the box, and when it broke here for Brewster, that has to go down as a half chance.
Craig Brewster back in Scotland after 5 years with Ionikis of Greece, and of course he'll have some inside knowledge, I'm sure, about AK Athens, Hibernian's UEFA Cup opponents. In fact, he nearly ended up playing for them. Turned down a move to Athens. Mialbi challenging Brewster. This is Brebner. McManus, who scored at Ibrox last week. In fact, he's got two in his last 2 games.
Yeah, he did ever so well at Ibrox before Alec took him off late in the game. He's very, very mobile and more than willing to go in behind. And as we saw, not a bad finisher as well if he gets a sight of goal.
Alan Norman scored a screamer in that 2-2 draw at Ibrox last week. He's actually playing in the right wing position that will normally be occupied by overseas De La Cruz. Henrik Larsson is charging away for Celtic. Didier Agathe is going to arrive on the scene, booed by the Hibs fans. Now they jeer him, but they used to cheer him. Here's Neil Lennon. Tom Boyd, who was man of the match for some against Ajax in midweek. Not that there were that many to choose from, it must be said. Celtic with the tantalising prospect of facing Juventus in the Champions League. First time they've taken part in that illustrious competition. Ulrik Larsson, the Great Dane, who was linked with a move to both Old Firm clubs in the summer. Paul Lambert. That won't cause Hibs too many problems, though. Larsson gives it back to Nick Colgan, who's on the fringe of the Republic of Ireland international squad, and rightly so. He was outstanding last season. Lennon of Northern Ireland. Sutton back up front, having played the last 2 league games in defence. Matthias Jack, the big burly German. John O'Neill, surprisingly left out of the Scotland squad. McManus, I'll be sticking to him. Ian Murray, one of Hibs' talented youngsters, although he was actually on Dundee United's books as a schoolboy. Now Brewster, comfortably cut out though by the giant Swede Johan Mjällby. Sutton and Larsson, an intriguing battle that could be. Larsson and Alan Allman came sliding in with venom.
Just as well Henrik Larsson saw it coming here, and he's up off the ground here. And just in time there.
Larsson has of course scored twice against Hibs in the Scottish Cup final in May. And he's gunning for them again. Tom Boyd with a free kick towards Sutton. Larsson was very close to him. Neil Lennon. Moravcik. Olivier Tebeli called upon again in the absence of Jos Valharen, who's had a knee operation. Didier Agathe trying to get to it, and he's rather cleverly won the corner.
Yeah, he's probably the only player in the country quick enough to keep that in there. Good enough to win the corner.
Didier Agathe not getting the best of welcomes down in that corner. Alan Thompson comes across to have a look at it as well. Thompson floats it in, and Chris Sutton was on the end of it. And so too was Moravcik, I think, who got in there.
No, we talked about the final ball of Alan Thompson. It's a terrific corner. Sutton gets half a yard on Paul Fennick here. Took a bit of a deflection, sat up nicely at the back post. But that quality and that pace of delivery really is difficult to defend.
A real darling of the Celtic fans, Lubomir Moravcik, 36 years of age now. Bounced off the chest of John O'Neill. Certainly a firm challenge as Sutton tried to win it. Sozi seeking out McManus with a long one, and it was not comfortable for Mjällby, although he made it look fairly comfortable. Having said that, Martin O'Neill has taken Celtic into the Champions League for the first time. Sutton grappling with Ulrik Larsson. O'Neill's header. Moravcik calming things down and skipping away from O'Neill. He's got support from Agathe, and he's put him in here. Ian Murray's nowhere to be seen, although he's got back and made sure that Agathe wasn't going to make much progress.
Well, the guy wanted it into feet, and Moravchik made up his mind for him. And what he's saying here is, just holds it up here, he's saying, go on, down the outside. Delightfully weighted ball to put a gat in behind there, and his control let him down.
Brewster made contact, so did McManus, and now Grant Brebner. Alan Norman wasn't that far advanced though. It's retrieved by Alan Thompson, who was suspended for the games against Ajax. Got a red card playing for Aston Villa in the Intertoto Cup last year. Here in May, but just look at him go. He fancies it against his former club. He's got it back from Lambert. A gap delivers, and Frank Sosie taking no chances.
He does so well at that front post, Frank Sosie. Anytime hoops get caught in the wide positions, he's the man who closes down the front post. Did it so often at Ibrox last weekend.
Lennon. Moravchik. Matthias Jack was quickly in. Neatly done by Orman. Here's Brebner. Bit too much on that though. For Tom McManus's liking. Mialbi. Some battle. Chris Sutton against Ulrich Larsson. Murray gets it back. Brewster loses out to Mialbi. Lambert comes crashing in. Free kick's actually been given in his favour.
Yeah, he didn't jump here, Craig Brewster. Just stays planted. It's really a case of obstruction as much as anything else on Paul Lambert.
Tom Boyd seeking out Henrik Larsson. Brebner. McManus. Larsson, though, winning it back for Celtic. Now the other Larsson, Ulrich. Cannoned off Moravchik, but Matthias Jack. That's going to be a free kick, fouled by Henrik Larsson. Here's Frank the Frenchman. And a foul by Brewster on Lambert brings Celtic another free kick. They won 3 of their 5 meetings with Hibs last season. The other 2 ended all square. Chris Sutton's got a free kick and fouled by Fenwick. Thompson, straight to Sosie. McManus, giving Mialbi plenty to think about, but the Swedish international really has been one of Celtic's best players during the O'Neill reign. Mind you, been a few contenders for that title. Ian Murray gets it back. Help is available from John O'Neill. Jack. Fenwick, the birthday boy, 32 today. Brewster looking to get in. Tom Boyd was there too. Goal kick the outcome.
It's a good ball in. Tom Boyd just caught in his heels here for a moment. Craig Brewster appreciated the quality of the diagonal in for him. You see he's got his hand up, he wants this. Tom Boyd just caught underneath it slightly. Brewster couldn't quite get any power on it.
Larsson certainly made that. Here's a wonderful leap. John O'Neill upends Didier Gat.
Hibs realise that they can't really afford to let this lad turn and run at them. John O'Neill in among it as usual early on.
Boyd's free kick, Sutton rising, and the free kick is going to go to Sutton, to Celtic. Fenwick's foul.
Well, it's a needless one to give away, because Paul Fenwick's well positioned here as it comes in. And Clark might want to word about the descent after the award was given. Sutton backing in, as he does so well.
No quick free kick for Celtic. There's been a couple of those in England, of course, this week. Henrik Larsson sizing this one up. Lubomir Moravcik also there. Kenny Clark making sure the wall has gone back. Chris Sutton is actually in that wall, much to Hibs' dismay. Sutton getting pushed all over the place by Fenwick. And Kenny Clark has to rush in and sort it out again. And John O'Neill is unimpressed by Sutton's presence now, and both of them are going to be summoned to the referee. In fact, Fenwick is also called over. We'll get this free kick taken soon. Kenny Clark has had enough of Sutton and Fenwick. What are Celtic going to come up with here? It's Henrik Larsson! Ooh, just wide, but what a close call.
Couldn't have been far away. Got the ball up quickly, got the top spin on it to bring it back down. And how close was it? Well, half a yard. Terrific effort by Larsson.
I think Nick Colgan was mightily relieved to see that one flash past the post. McManus, but it's going to come to Tom Boyd. Away by Sosie, on by Jack. Here's Brewster. Now Matthias Jack again. Free kick's been given. Mjällby left a leg trailing.
Yeah, fully committed here, Johan Mjällby. Not much doubt that he caught Matthias Jack late there.
Ian Murray. Jack. O'Neill nicely on to Murray. Now, can he deliver? He can, and Brewster nearly got in.
Yeah, I don't think Johan Mjällby sees Brewster coming here. He had peeled off Craig Brewster. Now he comes front post on the blind side of Mjällby. Once again, he just couldn't get the connection right.
Brewster yet to open his Hibs account, but he got some goals during his time in Greece, over 50 in 5 seasons. Moravcik goes for goal! Oh! Stunning! Sensational! Magnificent from Moravcik! Pick that one out!
Well, that's world class, Ian. The only two words to describe it. And we've seen this kind of technique from this lad so often during his short time in Scotland, and that is up there with anything he's produced. To get that power, hardly any backlift at all. And look, the ball is hardly spinning. He's struck it so sweetly, there's hardly any spin on it. And I'll bet you Martin O'Neill can't even believe that. What a strike.
And what a little marvel. Lubomir Moravcik. Chris Sutton's trying to get in here, and he could be in, he is in, and Celtic have scored twice in a minute. It was always going to be a tough test, this, for the champions, but they are 2 up.
I think Hibs have just lost their concentration after the goal in. Ulrik Larsson puts Frank Sosie in bother. Sutton gets his reward for pursuing it. Nothing that Nick Colgan could do, but it was Sutton's willingness to put Sosie under pressure that set the chance up. And he did make a pretty good job of it as well.
Chris Sutton with his second of the season, and Hibs absolutely shell-shocked as Celtic storm into a 2-0 lead. will bring Hibs a free kick, but they will be looking for a quick response now. Free kick is taken quickly, and Grant Bremner hits it, but that one was always veering wide.
Hibs must be shell-shocked. Alec McLeish, I'll bet, just can't believe that his side is 2-0 down. But even he would have to applaud the technique of Lubo Moravcik for the first goal. He'd be less than happy with the second, right enough.
Well, would you believe there were just 44 seconds between the two Celtic goals? 44 seconds. Martin O'Neill's men in control. Free kick to Hibs. Well, last week at Ibrox was a real test of Hibs' character. They came through that, but they now have a mighty job on their hands against the other half of the old firm. Tom Boyd's kick goes straight up in the air, though. Robert Douglas will rescue the situation. Larson. Lennon. Celtic were played off the park by Ajax midweek, and it appears to have rankled them a little bit. Now taking it out on Hibs. A goal of breathtaking quality from Lubomir Moravcik, and then a striker's goal from Chris Sutton. And here he is. Agat. Paul Lambert. Such an influence on this Celtic side. Moravcik, and Sutton is in again, and he's onside. It could be three, and it is, you know. Celtic incredibly go 3-0 up at Easter Road, and it's a second for Sutton.
Oh, what a well-worked goal. Terrific chest layoff from Henrik Larsson in the first place. Ball played up to Larsson, takes the pace out of it on his chest for Lubo Moravcik. Well, Hibs maybe looking for an offside there, but I think he's level. And once again, it's a terrific finish. Once Chris Sutton gets him in and goal, gets himself in and goal, I should say. Once again, he finds the inside of the post, and Hibs have a mountain to climb.
Well, good night, everyone. We're going home now. Hibs 0, Celtic 3. A long, 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 long way back for Hibernian Alex McLeish. And when you consider how well they performed at Ibrox last week, you wonder what's going through his mind at the moment. They have been ripped apart by rampant Celtic. Tebeli won't keep that one out. It'll be a corner. Well, Hibs need to get something back here. That's a bit of an understatement. 3-0 down, 20 minutes on the clock. Here's Alan Orman. They need another screamer from him, and he's looking to oblige, but nothing of the sort, really.
Appeals for offside when this ball is struck by Lubo Moravcik. You see Henrik Larsson half a yard, but that it can't possibly be an active play there.
Well, the flag went up, but Larsson hardly involved. Nobody was involved, but Lubomir Moravcik with that one. A stunning strike. And since that wonder goal from Moravcik, Chris Sutton has come up with a couple. Larsson up towards Brewster, and McManus goes to ground. Here's Agat. Well, this is beyond Celtic's wildest dreams. This was always going to be, we thought, one of their toughest fixtures.
I think Martin O'Neill suspected that as well, and he was saying to us yesterday at the press conference that he feared there might be a bit of tiredness after the Ajax game.
Paul Fennick not having much of a birthday, that's for sure, and that one's going to carry through to Robert Douglas.
Dead level and attempts at goal, but that'll be of no consolation to Alec McLeish.
3 goals for Celtic in the opening quarter of the game. Sutton is on a hat-trick, but he has got the free kick again. Ulrich Larsson leaning down on him.
Well, look, a real problem Hibs defending against this fella, because he's so strong, he backs in so well. Once again, it's Larsson leading with the left hand, left arm there. And again, this is in range, particularly, you would imagine, for Alan Thompson.
Well, Larsson took it quickly to Didier Agat. He delivers, and Neil Lennon is the man on the end of it. And Colgan and Sosie a bit confused by it all, and Paul Fennick bailed them out in the end.
Well, Nick Colgan and Sosie having it out at the moment, and Colgan is saying that definitely give him a shout here. Colgan decides to come. Well, Frank Sosie certainly didn't hear it.
Moravcik and Thompson combine from the corner. I thought he was going to get in then, and he wouldn't be surprised if he did. The magician, Moravcik. Moravcik floats it straight in this time, and Didier Agat on the volley, and I think it was blocked by Ulrich Larsson. Celtic hungry for more, as if 3 isn't enough. Here is Moravcik, and the flag is up against Henrik Larsson. The flag was also up against him for that first goal, but he was hardly interfering with play. Well, there's more pulsating Premiership action tomorrow. The pay-per-view game sees Peter Schmeichel take on Manchester United. More information on 08705 160 160. And its normal service later on. The big North East derby, Newcastle-Sunderland, is on Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports Extra. I was fortunate enough to see that one last season. Magnificent occasion, unmissable. Alan Orman didn't keep it in.
Haven't really managed to get him into the game at all, Ian. And it does get very frustrating if you're playing out in the line and you're not getting any service at all.
Dropping a note to the Samaritans, I think, at the moment. Alex McLeish, so proud of the way his team performed, and rightly so, at Rangers last week. But with respect to Rangers, Celtic was always going to be a sterner examination of their credentials. Brewster helps it on to Brebner. Hibs looking to hit back. Brebner, though, forced out wide by Lennon and Boyd. Hibs really don't know what's hit them. But what's hit them was a magnificent Moravcik goal and 2 from Sutton. Brewster flicked that on, though, and Johan Mjalby hoisted it away. Free kick is going to be given to Hibs, so no break for Celtic. And Thompson the offender. Here's Sosie, on by John O'Neill. Fennick putting himself about, O'Neill there too, but with Mjalby and Boyd around, there wasn't much change for John O'Neill. Didier Agat will settle for the throw on his return to Easter Road. Had an amazing start to last season with Hibs. 4 goals in his first 6 games, and Celtic snapped him up for a bargain 50,000. Lennon. Moravcik. That one will carry through to Colgan. Away by Mjalby. O'Neill. Sosie. Chris Sutton came back, but Sosie still got it through to McManus. And it was a fine challenge from Tebele.
I had a chance to hit it, Doreen. Delightfully weighted ball by Sosie to play him in. Could have hit it. Wanted too much time. And Tebele managed to get round the back. That's a chance.
It's a nasty one for Matthias Jack.
Yeah, just caught late there by Henrik Larsson. Yeah, you can see this just been caught by Henrik Larsson's studs on the top of his right foot, I think it was. And if he's down, it must be sore.
And linesman, by the way, Brian McDuffie is getting plenty of stick from the Hibs fans because he put his flag up for the first goal, but there's no way that Larsson was involved at all.
I'll tell you what, if we start disallowing goals like that, Ian, we can all chuck this game.
Absolutely. The Hibs fans venting their fury. In fact, they don't quite know who to vent their fury on. Didier Agathe running down the touchline there, or the linesman. They're spoiled for choice at the moment. Larsson. Well, Hibs have already conceded 9 goals this season. And last season they had the second best defensive record behind Celtic. Larsson's free kick, and Brewster arriving, but no joy once again for him or for Hibs.
Oh, he did well. He's 2 against 1 here. He's up against Mjällby and Tebele as the ball comes in. Once again, he can't find the target.
Looking for his first Hibs goal, and now would be a good time. Sutton flicked it on to Larsson. Here's Lambert. Lambert doing a Didier Agathe, but he's stopped in his tracks by Ian Murray. And Agathe will settle for the corner against his former club. Almost half an hour played, and the champion Celtic 3-0 up at Easter Road. Thompson delivers right into the heart of it, and Henrik Larsson, and Celtic have another. It's 4-0, and this is the stuff that champions are made of.
That's another superb delivery from Thompson. Henrik Larsson, I think it's a yard on Ian Murray. Up well directed header. And there's so much pace in the corner that he doesn't really have to worry about power here, Henrik Larsson. He's only redirected it. And even with, I think it was John O'Neill on the line, Hibs couldn't keep it out.
A 4th of the season for Henrik Larsson, only 49 more to go. And Fennick a little uncomfortable there, but he does get it back to Corgan. Celtic have a 4th. Their first 3 goals, by the way, came in just under 4 minutes. Now the manager's has been taken out by Boyd.
Cooking, I would think. It's just too quick for Tom Boyd here, young McManus. Caught him well late.
And spot on. He is getting a yellow. Tom Boyd then is the first man to be booked. But everything else has gone very much Celtic's way. Sensational scoreline, really. Alan Orman standing over the free kick. Shell-shock Hibs looking to get one back. Sosie. Well, it was taken too quickly anyway for Kenny Clark's liking. And I don't think Hibs will be too troubled by the fact that they have to take it again. And this time it's going to go straight in the box. Ormond delivers, and Robert Douglas, who is starting to win over the Celtic fans, collects comfortably, and for a moment I thought his throw was going to put Moravcik in. Well, some Hibs fans are leaving already. 32 minutes played. Loyal bunch. Larson. Brewster. That doesn't clear Robert Douglas, though.
Had he left it, young McManus was behind him. Would have been in and goal. Don't know whether he gets a shout here, but if you see young Tom McManus, if Brewster's underneath that, it would have fallen nicely for him.
Celtic have swept Hibs aside. Sitting pretty, very, very, very pretty on a 4-0 lead. Just over half an hour played. Thompson. Tebele, and Lennon is onside, but it's just going to be Corgan's ball.
Now once again Hibs caught square at the back. Nick Corgan reckons that he was off. I think we'll see that Neil Lennon was well on when it was played. Yeah, he's at least a couple of yards onside.
Lennon to Sutton. Moravcik. Alan Ormond steps in ahead of Thompson, but then stumbles, and Thompson has it back. Thompson and Colgan. It's actually, oh, it's going to be a corner. Nothing's going right for Hibs tonight. Celtic's 4 goals coming in an amazing 15-minute blitz on Nick Colgan's goal. And they don't look like they've finished yet. Moravcik, but that will be an easy catch for Colgan, much to his considerable relief.
Well, remarkably, Hibs having the better of the action areas, but I don't think Martin O'Neill would swap Alec for that.
Well, he can do absolutely no wrong, it seems, Martin O'Neill. Brewster. O'Neill. Away by Tebele, who's born again, really, as far as the Celtic career is concerned. Neil Lennon. Henrik Larsson. Larsson not giving up yet. And riding the challenge of Matthias Jack, but he is going to get a free kick anyway. 10 minutes of the first half remaining, and what a scoreline. Hibs 0, Celtic 4. Celtic in the mood for more. Thompson sends it in, away by Fenwick. McManus. Now Brewster. Here's John O'Neill, but Paul Lambert slid in. Larsson sends it across to Alan Ormond. Ormond's cross is going to be easy for Robert Douglas. Mjolby. Sutton, batted into by Philip, but he's actually being penalised himself, so it's the other way around. Brewster ran into Lennon. Boyd. Fenwick looking for Jack. It's going to carry though. In fact, he has to marshal it out. Hibs totally stunned, but trying now to give it a go. Well, stumbled by John O'Neill, and Moravcik takes over from Lennon. And Celtic have plenty of bodies available here. One of them is, of course, Didier Agat. Frank Sosie is able to clear, although not very far. Moravcik. Sutton came in, had a bit of a wild kick. Sosie to McManus, but it'll drift away. Well, Alex McLeish today named 3 strikers on the bench in Francisco Luna and Alan Smart and David Titelli. Probably just as well, considering they are 4-0 down. The flag goes up to ironic cheers from the Hibs fans. Who's been used sparingly this season, but it is his second start. He began against Hearts as well. Larsson is on his way again. Hibs being run ragged. Moravcik. Agat. Larsson's going to boot that away. Celtic held to a goalless draw by Livingston last week, but certainly taking it out on Hibs this week. They failed to score midweek as well against Ajax. No problems on the scoring front in Edinburgh tonight. O'Neill. Lambert to Moravcik. Every pass being applauded by the Celtic fans, who are having some night in Scotland's capital. We were all expecting a close contest, but it's been nothing of the sort.
That's all the more remarkable if you consider they're a European time mid-weekend, which at times does leave you tired. The Hibs would have felt this game was coming at the right time for them.
O'Neill, he's done well to pick out Brewster. But Tom Boyd muscles in for Celtic, and now Moravcik has it. Thompson. Lennon let it run, and so did Larsson. Sutton to Lambert. Celtic in their stride again. How about that for a pass? Brilliant from Lambert to Agat. Sutton was coming in looking for a hat-trick, but it was hooked behind by Paul Fennick for a corner.
The build-up is football at its very best. He must have been 10, 11 passes here. A couple of dummies by Lennon and Larsson. Delightful ball to get a gap free. Larsson at the front post, just too much pace in the ball in.
Alan Thompson and Sutton trying to do something with that. Here's Agat. Paul Lambert, whose precise pass set up that last Celtic attack. Lennon for Larsson. Now Moravcik takes over. He's bumped out of the way by Jack. Grant Bremner, former Manchester United youngster. But here's the cool-headed Tom Boyd. Celtic did win 5-2 when they last came here in the league, although Hibs actually had a heck of a lot of chances in that game. And I'm sure Celtic fans watching in bars up and down the country and all around the world are cheering like crazy at the moment, because they are coming through this apparent test with flying colours at the moment. Sutton, 2 goals for him. never scored a hat-trick for Celtic. Maybe today is the day. Larson flicked it on, booted away by Jack and knocked on by Murray. First half for Hibs, but a memorable one for Celtic. There's actually going to be no added on time in the first half, and Hibs might be rather relieved at that, so they can get into their dressing room and sort a few things out. Agat. Foul by Larson on Sutton.
Once again, it's a great example of the body strength of Chris Sutton here. Terrific at backing in, shielding the ball.
Well, it's a long way out, but Alan Thompson might fancy it. He can hit them, or maybe he's going to float it in. Neither did either, really, and Johan Mjalby scoops it over the bar.
Well, if this falls to Henrik Larsson, it could have been 5. That's a half chance again. Alan Norman just falling asleep there. And you can see that Hibs have more attempts at goal than Celtic, but Celtic have been a bit more accurate.
Lambert. Agat. Offside this time against Henrik Larsson, who collected the European Golden Boot in Monte Carlo on Thursday evening after his 35 goals in the league last season. 53, of course, overall. Inside the last minute of the first half. Thompson. Larson, what a touch. Moravcik. Now Lennon. And now Sutton. And once again, Celtic are in a menacing mood. And once again, they are spraying the passes around. Didier Agat. Lambert turning away from O'Neill, who tripped him. Paul Lambert back in the Champions League, which he won with Borussia Dortmund. Matthias Jack, by the way, has just got a yellow card, and that's why Kenny Clark has pulled it back. Presumably for something he said. Kenny Clark just taking a note of his name. But it's a yellow for Jack, and he'll have to tread carefully, which will be easier said than done for a player who likes to put himself about. Boyd launches one towards Sutton. Sozi lets it drop. Back to Colgan. It's half-time at Easter Road. Lubomir Moravcik with a wonder goal started the scoring spree. Chris Sutton got a double, and Henrik Larsson also on the score sheet. It's Hibs 0, Celtic 4.
After a battling draw against Championship hopefuls Chelsea, Newcastle will be looking to go one better against arch-rival Sunderland. Ford Super Sunday tomorrow at 3, Sky Sports 1 and Extra. But first, one not to be missed. It's Van the Man looking to continue his awesome form. In his way, ex-United legend, the Great Dane Peter Schmeichel. Aston Villa v Man United tomorrow at 1:30. For more information about the Premiership Plus season ticket, see Channel 433.
With power steering as standard and 0% finance, you can't lose with the Ford car. Drive one away for £6,960, including 1 year's free insurance and 0% finance. And you've got a winning combination.